Okay. Alright. I got a new mold for you today. This is, well, it's not really a new mold, it's a new design. But we'll talk about that in a minute. I want to, first of all, take the, if you recall, the mold I had, I put wood glue in here, and I put epoxy in here, and I pried it apart with the screwdriver. And so far, my arm design for my molds have not broken. So I'm really happy with this design, and I believe it can't be broken unless you step on it, run it over, or something. Anyhow, I had somebody that emailed me, go, hey, can you put crazy glue on there? And I go, crazy glue? Man, when are you going to put crazy glue? Crazy glue kicks too fast to put on your board. I don't think you get crazy glue on it. But what the heck? Let's put crazy glue on there. So I got some crazy glue. This is my crazy glue right here. I buy it in big bottles like this so I can, because I work with crazy glue a lot. So anyways, you pour it out on there. And what I'll do is I'll move it around so it's everywhere. And then I'll actually, this is kicker. You guys know crazy glue. Crazy glue has a kicker you can put on there, and it'll kick the crazy glue faster. So hopefully it'll be done by the time, well, it'll be done way before the time I get done talking, and we can try breaking it. So anyways, I'm going to put it on there, lock it in. It's locked in, and get some little grips on it. Grip it up, and put it right there so we know where it is. Okay, let's talk about the new mold. Here's the new mold. I got two molds, okay? I got the GM12 and the GM17. And these guys are probably going to take over my other molds. GM17 and GM12 molds are probably going to disappear, and these guys are taking over. Because I made these guys, let's go through a little history. A little history real quick. Okay, first one. These were the very first Gator molds. Okay, you just smashed them together, and you just used them like that. And if you wanted to use a fixture, which totally helps, you just use the fixture. You put it in there, you get the fixture, and bam! And the fixture helped a ton, and it still helps a ton. Okay, so, and it helped you line the wood up perfectly. Okay, so anyhow, these were the first generations, and then I decided to make a mold that would locate, so you wouldn't get it wrong, so it'd locate every time. So I made this mold with the pins on the top. See the pins? The pin, and the pin had a pinhole, so you can't mess it up. You just put it together, bam, there it is. You get your board. But the problem was, when I made these, I started making decks, and I started finding out that the pin is breaking, right? And I was like, dang it. So eventually that pin is going to break. It just is, because urethane is not very tough when it comes to little pins like this. And when it's a solid chunk like this, yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. But when you get pins and arms, little things hanging out, the pins break because it's just a weak spot, I guess, and they break. So I decided that I can't sell that. I don't want anything breaking, and then I don't want you guys to have something broken, and I don't want anything to break. I want all my stuff to be good. So I came up with this design, which is my own design, my very own. I call it the arm right there, and then it goes into a little slot right there. And nice thing about it is, even if you glue it shut, you can still pull it apart. You can, and a nice thing too. One other nice thing that I found out after, I didn't realize it really, but when you glue your wood together, you do not. So you don't want to use it to pry, because you'll injure your mold by prying it. So these little glue holes right here, I call them, you can stick the screwdriver in there and pry it apart, which works awesome. And to mention those holes are to collect extra glue, so your mold doesn't stick together. And I make them big. Look how huge they are. So this mold is really, really tough. Okay, so I was really happy with this, so I decided to start selling it. So I started selling it, and now the only thing I was unhappy about it is that the size of a deck was limited because of the length I made. I tried to copy the length of the purple one and this one, and the problem is that this one you could have overhang. You could have the overhang no problem because there's no pins in the way. And this one you can't because you got the arms in the way. So I decided to make a bigger one. This guy's way longer, and now it's like an inch longer than this guy. So now you can put a 5-inch piece of veneer in here. Oh, that's another question too, or another thing I got to tell you is that my veneer is usually 5 1/4 long. Now they're going to be 5 inches long, and they're still going to stay 1 3/4 wide. Yeah, I like giving you the a big piece so you guys can make it as wide as you want. So now you just stick it in there, and there you go. Bam! You can make small and big decks again with these molds, no problem. Easy, and you can rely that they're going to be tough enough and last a long time. And then, like I said, I give you a lot of width, so you could actually still make them wide, and you can still make them long. I mean, this is probably way too long for a deck if you guys wanted to make a long deck. Because look, I made this deck. This deck is 115 millimeters long, which is probably too long, and it's all in the tail. Because look at the size of that tail. Okay, here's a normal size. This is probably the average size tail you get. This one right here, and that's probably the average, and it's a really nice board. This is a 30 by 102 millimeters. It's 30 millimeters wide and 102 millimeters long. And look at the size tails here. That tail is way bigger. So, okay, so anyhow, those tails are that tail is way bigger. Way bigger. Look at that thing. That thing is a monster. So this tail is overkill. But this deck is a huge deck too, and you can make this deck in this mold, no problem. Okay, if you wanted a big deck like that, you can. So now you can make, I don't know how big, but you can put a 5-inch piece of veneer in my molds now and make as big as deck as hopefully as 5 inches will get you. You can make a small deck, 97 millimeters or 115 millimeters. But like I said, this is the average deck. This is average. So average deck is like that. Here, hang on a second. There you go. Those are about average. So the little one is probably almost as much as the average. But these are, it's a pretty average deck right here. It's a cool deck. It's the one I'm selling online right now, and it's really, really nice. Really nice. Okay, so the new deck, the new molds are GM17 and a GM12 so far. I'll have a GM11 next week, and then these are 30-degree angle tails, and the ones I bring on next week too will be I'll have a 20-degree tails. So there'll be the kick on the tails will be 20 and 30 degrees. 30 degrees is a high kick, and 20 degrees is a medium kick. Okay, so that's that. Oh, and another thing, I was going to get rid of my GF fixture, my GF20 fixtures, because I'm going to get rid of these molds, but I'm going to keep them because they still work awesome. Let me show you. You take your wood, you put it in your mold, and you take your you just just not looking, just locate it, close it, then you look at it. Your wood is still crooked, so you could go ahead and fix it like that. But if you had a GF20, you just put it in there like that, put your mold down, line that wood up to that arm, get that going, and there you go. Bam. Look how straight that is. There you go. Nice and straight. So the fixture is still good. I still use it, and I'm going to keep using it. I thought I was going to throw it away, but this little guy is pretty handy. And if anybody has one, they'll know what I'm talking about. So anyhow, these are the new molds. They're bigger, and they're better. Anyways, okay, that's it. So anyhow, okay, let's check out the crazy glue guy before I go. Okay, so I cannot pull it apart. That sucker is on there. So it's crazy glue shut. So this guy's been wood glue shut, epoxy shut, which I would think epoxy would be the toughest. And so crazy glue now. So now we're gonna go in there, stick in the hole so you don't damage the sides. Remember what I said, stick it in the little glue hole and pry it. Oh, that's pretty tough, but it still broke. Still broke apart, and the arms are still okay. That's what I'm talking about. See, you're gonna have times where you get glue on the mold, on the wood, on the mold, where they're gonna stick together, like it or not. They're gonna stick together, and you're gonna have to pry them apart. And it's good to know that the arms will not break. So I think my design is awesome. I think it's good. I think it works good, and I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm pretty much I don't think it's gonna break. So that's why I'm selling it. So keep a lookout. I'm gonna put these on the website and on eBay, and that's it. And oh hey, and you know what? I'm trying to break these arms. If you guys have a glue you want to stick in there, let me know. I tried epoxy already. I tried super glue and wood glue. So you got a better glue, let me know. I'm gonna try Gorilla Glue too. That's probably a good one, Gorilla Glue. So I'll try to put Gorilla Glue in there next, and then I'll put Gorilla Glue in, and then I'll do another film and see if we can break it. Okay? What the heck? Might as well go for the gusto. But you know what? You're never gonna get that much glue on these, so I can't see you breaking them. Okay? All right. Thank you.